Hey, this is Jonathan. I'm at the Bangkok Art and Cultural Center. Today I'm going to check out the Biennale. It's not like the Venice Biennale by any stretch, but I think there's 11 different locations all over the city. There's 3 or 4 different temples. I'm really looking forward to seeing. Let's go check it out.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Paul. Some know me as an international contemporary artist, but really, I'm just one of everyone, simply enjoying another day on Earth.
So this morning I'm at the metro, the BTS in En Nut, and I've decided that I'm going to go check out the art scene here in Bangkok, and I'm going to go to the Bangkok Art Biennale, and it's the middle of January already, and I think it ends at the end of January, so I want to get out there and see what I can before it all closes down. So we just exited the MRT at Sanam Chai. We're going to go to Wat Pho first and see what's there. I think they have an Anish Kapoor. Check it out. So we're in. We asked for where the pavilion is for the arts, and they directed us off to the left. Here we go, BAB 2020. It's the perfect time to come. Tuesday morning and no crowds whatsoever. Obviously COVID's kept everybody away, but at least it's still open. You get to check it out.
So Wat Pho asked me not to videotape while I was inside due to copyright issues of the artist, as well as respect for the temple itself. So I'm going to do my best to show you through photographs the magnitude of this piece and why it's so impressive. Now the sculpture is called Push Pull, and it was made around 2009, and the artist is Anish Kapoor. He's from Mumbai, India. He won the Turner Prize in 1991, and in 2013, believe it or not, he was awarded knighthood for his services in visual arts. He is a master, in my opinion. So it's installed in the sermon hall, and the hall itself is decorated in cinnamon red and white marble and glittering gold. Works very well with the installation of this particular sculpture. Push-pull has deep red wax and oil pigment that is related to gravity and tension as well as volume and material. And there's this giant iron sledge arm that's pushed and pulled to create edges, as well as the remnants of the wax itself. It's very aggressive and very alluring at the same time.
Also, the position of the sculpture between the statue of Buddha and the place where the monks sit bridges this idea of the deity or history of the Buddha with the common monk. And so the push and the pull of that as well is also very beautiful. So there's one more Thai artist in this same temple, and we're gonna find it. So I found Uttaporn, the other Thai artist that's in the temple here. Let's go inside and see. Uttaporn has fabrics that are painted with oil that are layered to reflect this meditative state, and also to bring more of a modern twist into the idea of the meditation itself. Also very beautiful. And of course, you cannot visit this temple without seeing this amazing reclining Buddha. This is why the world comes here. It is so impressive. Looks like inlaid alabaster, if I'm not mistaken. They're currently restoring these paintings, these beautifully intricate, detailed paintings in this temple right now. So I was also going to visit Wat Arun because there's another part of the Bangkok Biennale there as well, but it's unfortunately closed. So all I've got for you today is this in celebration. Too bad. So my next stop was the Museum of Siam to see some more art, but unfortunately it's also closed due to the pandemic. So now I think we're gonna head to meet up with the family and get some food. So I'm back at the Siam Mall. I'm getting a little hungry. I decided to get some organic food at Okaju, grab and go. Time for something healthy. So we got a Caesar salad to start. spicy chili paste, mixed rice.
Rice.
Yeah. Grilled pork. Alright, it looks like we have pork rinds here too. And this looks like pumpkin, yeah. What else we got here? Grilled salmon with some mushroom. Beautiful. So we have grilled pork with sunflower. Looks like some spinach, some fresh spinach, some rice with some fish sauce dressing. And here we have some fried chicken with fruits. There is a sweet sauce as well as French fries. Most of this food actually is not mine, but I'm gonna let you decide which one I actually ate. So I just left the family after that amazing lunch, and I'm headed to the Bangkok Art and Cultural Center to see the majority, really, I think, of the Bangkok Art Biennale 2020. The entrance is this giant sculpture, two giant sculptures from Lole, a Bangkok artist. Different time periods. We've got 2020 and 1930. All right, let's take a trip inside. So the theme of the show it's called Escape Routes. It features 82 artists from 35 different countries, and it illustrates the human condition of chaos right now and our desire to find safety and happiness.
I love this piece. It's by an artist named Leonardo Ehrlich. He's from Argentina. He's known for these architectural installations of everyday life. The interactivity of the classroom setting makes it very engaging for visitors to come in and be part of the piece itself. I love interactive work, and I think this one is very successful. And it feels very appropriate to the times we live in. There is something that is mysterious and dark and reminiscent of our past, but also at the same time it places us into some sort of memory of maybe something lost. Very appropriate for this particular year that we are living in. Also at this point, I want to apologize to the Cultural Center. I wasn't aware that I was not supposed to be filming everything, and it wasn't until later, as I was perusing the museum, that I started to see signs that said no filming. So I'll take you through the show with a mix of the video that I wasn't supposed to take and photographs that were legal. So the first few floors of the exhibition, there was a show called Shrine, and it's from the 5th year students from the local art university. It was a way for them to showcase their talents to such an international audience. And these are a handful of my favorite paintings from the students. On the 5th or 6th floor is where Escape Routes really begins, and I was immediately drawn to a film by an artist named Ho Ri An. It was presented as a history lesson of sorts as to how the money and the economies of Asian countries have been manipulated by countries beyond Asia. And the lesson was in a way being watched by someone, like through YouTube, or learning or teaching themselves some sort of history lesson. And the film itself is called Student Bodies, and as if I think the artist wanted us to look at this as some sort of metaphor of a change or some sort of hopeful change agent. Next up was Macy Cousins. Macy had 4 or 5 close-up photographs of a woman eating like rotten food and insects and garbage, and the artist is quoted saying, "Even the most beautiful people leak, bleed, and shit." I was next drawn to a film by Yoko Ono. And through the performance, she's sitting on a stage with a pair of scissors on the ground in front of her, and she allows the audience to come up and cut pieces of her clothes off of her body. And in doing so, she becomes an object rather than a subject. And she's depicting the woman's place and power as lower than that of her audience. I think the piece comments on sexual violence and aggression, and in my opinion, although the film is over 50 years old, I think it's still very, very powerful. Lampu Kansano. She is from Ampua and she has a vivid imagination. I'm sure she's a crowd favorite in this exhibit. She's got a great sense of humor and confidence in her paintings. I love her expressive style. It's a mix of everyday people and celebrities and social events, and Her series of paintings, they act like social cartoons or commentary in some way, with titles of "Stay Home Could Save the World" and "Stay Home Could Make a Better World." I think she's laughing with the rest of us. The next artist is Dinku Lee. He's a video artist from Vietnam, and he presents a video animation of helicopters falling into the ocean. And his work reflects him growing up in Vietnam during the war with the US. And apparently as the US left at the close of the war, there was no room left on the aircraft carriers for the remaining helicopters, so they decided to just dump them into the ocean. And it kind of reminds me of the hunting practice of the Native American Indians who used to herd buffaloes into some panic that would force them to kind of blindly jump off the cliff into their demise. So the next set of sculptures that I really enjoyed was by Wasanburi Sapanivorapash, and he's a multidisciplinary artist from Ratchaburi, Thailand. And this particular body of ceramic works is called Dragon or Panzer. And so the story is that a ruler in the 17th century named Augustus loved porcelain so much that he traded in 600 of his own cavalry to a Prussian leader for 500 porcelain vases. And ever since, the porcelain collection has become known as dragon vases. The next work that caught my attention was by a Korean artist named Garam Kim. She's a pop artist of sorts and explores social entertainment as a way for viewers to engage. Another highlight of mine was Liu Yang's game movie called The Great Adventure of the Material World. It's part video game, part movie. It's clearly a digital 3D fantasy, and I love her mix of religious references with technology. Sitting in the room, I can't help but feel like a fast food digital holographic hangover. I love it. And my last selection was a series of sculptures by the Thai artist P7. He offers a sexualized, unsettling ventriloquist doll. It's pumped up as if he's on steroids, holding an axe with the head of a stuffed rabbit. They come off as they're holding some sort of prize, like a carnival. And it's kind of like a deer in the headlights. I can't seem to stop staring at them, staring at me.
So that was a lot of art to pack in, but I enjoyed it. It's good for my soul. I'm gonna leave it right here. If you guys like it, hit like, hit subscribe. Remember, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining me.